Hi. What I got out at the range today is a little model, Glenfield Model 25. Now the Glenfields were made by Marlin, and they're just a slightly cut rate, I suppose you'd say, version of the Marlins. Generally they'll have cheaper stocks, maybe not quite as much attention to fit and finish as one sold under the Marlin name. A lot of times these were sold through hardware store chains, mail order houses, stuff like that. But they are decent little rifles. If you can find one of these, they're generally a lot less expensive used than the Marlins are. But anyway, but they're still good quality little guns. I'll get this thing loaded up and we'll fire a few shots with it. These have a 7-round magazine. I believe that's it. Yep. If you need a cheap rifle for a kid's first rifle, or just a farm gun, truck gun, something like that, you can probably find these pretty cheap, and they are pretty good quality. Picked this rifle up for $100 out the door. And you can see here it does have the riser missing out of the rear sight. But if I decide that I need to replace that, I can I looked it up on Gun Parts Corporation. I can get one of those risers for about $6. So I still count it as a pretty good bargain. Well, I gotta admit, I am kind of impressed with this little cheap gun. Some ways it's kind of crude, like they didn't spend too much effort fitting the butt plate to the stock. The way the front sight is mounted is kind of crude. But it is a good shooting rifle. And like I said, the riser on the rear sight is missing, but that may have been removed intentionally. Just as it sits right there, it is just dead on at 25 yards. And if I decide that I need to replace that riser, like I said, I can get them for about $6 from Gun Parts Corporation. This reminds me a lot of a little rifle that my dad had when I was a little kid, except that one was a tube-fed gun. Here's something else that's kind of unusual about it. The magazine here, you can see the magazine catch and release is mounted in the magazine instead of the gun. Right there is the release button right there. That magazine sets up in there kind of strange compared to other guns. but it works good. So for $100 rifle there, I think I got me a real bargain. Well, thanks for watching.